let's go. Huh? No, we're gonna leave Jabari. We're gonna leave him. Now we're gonna get him later. Now let's go ahead to the criminal trial from August. All right, you got the mark on that. Let's see what he said. Now we're gonna see what he did, because remember I presented something about a Negro here in the Americas speaking Hebrew, and then it also went to say that he spoke Lashon Kodash. Right. Now what y'all don't know, I didn't stay in the building. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever. So whatever. I went outside because he started talking nonsense. But he pulled up a different article. He said we got the same article. He did not pull up the same article, and we're going to show you in this video that he pulled up a different article, and the article that he put up, it said something else. Okay, so now we're going to show you this out of his own mouth. What he pulled. All right, you got that? Let's see what he did.
You didn't give me the article for that. Time off.
This the other paper. Yeah, you got that one. And that's the different video.
So this one?
Yeah, my boy.
Which one?
That one.
This one.
Yep, there you go. There you go.
Gotcha.
And it's a different video. You know the different video? It's not in this one.
This is Final Showdown?
Yeah, Final Showdown. There we go. Now watch this. Oh, that's Jabari.
Yeah.
Go to Garfield. You know, we'll leave the Garfield one alone. Yeah, I gotta go to the video where Garfield goes and pull out the article. Let's just go straight to the slides right now. Go straight to the slide. Hold that one. I'm gonna come back to that basket. All right? Let's go right here. Okay, go to confirmatory bias. We're gonna see how Garfield operates. All right, and a lot of them operate with this. It's the next slide. All right, we're gonna see that when they deal with their information, it's selective memory. All right. Deal with their information, you'll find that most people do that. You find that most people pick information that they like. Now let's see what confirmatory bias is. You know? I know you're gonna say, where you get that shit from? Right here. Confirmatory bias. All right? In psychology and cognitive science, confirmation bias, also called confirmatory bias or my-side bias, is the tendency to search for, interpret, favor, and recall information in a way that confirms one's pre-existing beliefs or hypotheses. It is a type of cognitive bias and a systematic error of inductive reasoning. What that means is that if you go and look for research that you're only looking for that deals with your side, you're not researching correctly. What happens is an error in your research. And this is what Garfield does. He goes for anything that's against the Hebrew Israelite doctrine. Even the Moorish doctrine. Even the Islamic doctrine. Alright? Let's go to the next slide. Let's see. Come on. People also tend to interpret ambiguous evidence as supporting their existence and position. They find something. You see what this look like right here? You see? This deals with what the white man said, not what these Israelites said. That's ambiguous evidence, right? So it goes on and says, bias, search, interpretation, and memory have been invoked to explain attitude polarization. And here's what happens. When a disagreement becomes more extreme, even though the different parties are exposed to the same evidence. So they get the same evidence and they start pointing out things that are not there. And that's what Garfield does. That's what he did with my brother priest Danyaahla. That's what he did with me a year ago. All right? And he does that with everybody. Let's go to the next slide. Okay? So now this is getting in your head so you can understand how he operated. Confirmatory bias is a tendency to emphasize and believe experiences which support one's views and to ignore or discredit those which do not. The effects of this tendency have been repeatedly documented in clinical research. I went there for a reason, because you can go and type up M. Springer, and what they deal with scientific research that different scientists pull, and they're peer reviewed. And if it don't match what another scientist said, they get mad at it. And that's confirmatory bias. And this is what Garfield does, okay? So it's clinically researched that this is a problem that people have. So that nigga got a sickness. Right. You understand? That's a sickness. Go to the next one. Now, we're going to show where this nigga had that sickness at. See that funny looking nigga? Huh? He's a biased con. He's a liar. Because you're going to find out, this is what he pulled out that day when you go to the video. Okay? He pulled out this newspaper clipping where it said the Queen City's visitor, a native African who was deaf, dumb, and reads Hebrew and says he's a Jew. I did not pull that day. I pulled this one. It's a totally different paper. You understand? When it says the Negro who can write, where y'all at now? It says, let's pump that up. Come on. Blow it up. It says the Negro who can write Hebrew. All right? This is from a different paper altogether. This was published in September 19th, right? This was April 8th, okay, in Cumberland, Maryland. These two different things. Go to the next slide. Come on. Juxtaposition of the articles in question, are they totally different articles? This was in the Houston Daily Post, September 20th, 1897, right? Guess what? This came out later. The Jewish South, October 14th, 1898. Now, these are different articles from that article that was supposed to go ahead and say the same thing about a different man, right? Let's go to the next slide, just to see. Because we're going to get into detail. Because the Negro who wrote Hebrew, the one that I pulled out, it said that what? He spoke what? Lashawan Kwadash. Then down here, it says right here, Lashawan Kwadash. Now, if you read the article, the man expressed that he had spoke Hebrew, okay? And then he said he also writes fluently Lashawan Kwadash. Now, how do we know that, one, these articles are different, two, that this is very prominent? And we have to understand the prominence of this article. Why? Because so-called Jews don't speak Lashawan Kwadash. You understand? They speak what? Hebrew, modern Hebrew, and they speak the Yiddish. So this is why this was a marvel. It was a wonder. That's why they had to put this in the paper. You go to the article that he pulled out that wasn't there. Now, in that article, go back to that article because he loves to say this. His name was Wolkowski. He was taught by this, right? You know, matter of fact, you don't even got to go there. Go up to the next one. He loved this part. Go to the next one. Samuel Wolkowski. Because I'm going to point out all the differences that he made. Now, he said that how he was taught, right? Samuel Wolkowski. It was taught by a white man. Well, let's just see one error that was in there. This article states only 3,000 tribe members. That's what that man said. Okay, it says you do the math, 20,000 compared to 3,000. Notice no mention of speaking Lashawan Kwadash. That's not in this article. In the other article, the man gives a different number of the people that were there. 20,000 people, and he says the tribe and how they were all taught. And he was taught by his father. Okay, his father was a priest, was a rabbi. Okay, so when the man lied, man, he said, you see this article? HaShar, this is what the Hebrews do. Y'all gotta go to that video and see that. I had to walk out at that point and just stay outside. You understand? Because I operate differently when niggas start doing stuff like that. You understand? Let's go to the next one. Come on. So now, just to show you what the difference is with Lashawan Kwadash, as everybody should know. And also, I use this, why? Because it's history. You can't say that Israelites didn't exist or things that in the Bible didn't exist because a seal bearing the name of King Hosea, okay, a phonetic derivation script known as Paleo-Hebrew, Lashawan Kwadash. There's no diacritic marks, none of that right there, okay? But this is history right here, showing you that there was an existence of the language, okay? Go to the next slide. Let's see if we see more. Paleo-Hebrew, Lashawan Kwadash on a Moabite stone. It's right there. It's right there. I use that because this is history, number one. Number two, to show you the difference between Lashawan Kwadash and modern Hebrew. Okay? So now we also going to find out further how this nigga went crazy, lying, and just saying what he wanted to say based off confirmatory bias. Because he said that the man Samuel Wolkowski, that in order for you to be a free slave, you'll be taught. Right? You had to be taught by the Jews, the so-called Jews. This is what he said. Let's go to the next slide and see if that could be true. This is from the book Black Judaism from page 37, right? A story of an American movement. Now watch this. It says the appearance of free blacks or slaves in Jewish synagogues in the South was bound to be a rare occurrence. Okay? It says if you see a Jew in a synagogue, it was a rare occurrence. And it tells you why. Since most synagogues had rules that precluded them from membership, meaning they couldn't be in a synagogue. From this, Korn, okay, we're going to see who Korn is, concluded that it provided evidence that Jewish slave owners in the United States did not proselytize among their slaves or offer them instruction in Judaism, since they were unwelcome in the synagogues. So when you hear that nigga say that they got their freedom because they was taught by rabbis and so forth and so on, he's a damn liar. Because yeah, you have a so-called Jew telling you this, that didn't happen. And that was the South. That didn't happen. Now, with the article that he pulled, it was supposed to be in Maryland, right? So now, when you understand, watch this. It says what? And it would see. Now, this is the quote from Corn, the man that had this quote in this book, and he wrote his own book. It says, it would seem to negate the contention that present-day Negroes who regard themselves as Jews are descended from slave converts of Jewish masters. Huh? Okay, it's telling you right there that it doesn't match. It doesn't add up. So it's showing you that nigga's a liar. Now it's showing you says the quotes from this book will take it from page 175 and 176 from the Jewish historian Curtin Corn. Now he's a Jewish historian, mind you. That's why I used him, right? So let's go and see what he said. This is to see who this guy is. Y'all want to look him up. There's other books by Corn, including The Jews of Mobile, Alabama. That was written in 1763 and 1841, 1971. It says Benjamin Levi, New Orleans printer. That's the publisher. It says The American Reaction to the Mortar Carter case in 1858. This is information that you can look up on your own to see what this man wrote about to show you the genuineness of what we presented. Huh? Let's go to the next one. That's the book right there. All right. Now, to show you how real it is, it says this here. Now, this book, Jews and Negroes, right? Slavery in the Old South. What this man Corn did, and I'm only going to just show you how thorough this goddamn cracker is. So that you can't, when this nigga taught that Israelites was taught, people were taught by Jews, it's a lie because this man pronounced that. And here's the thoroughness of him. It says he delivered as the presidential address at the 59th annual meeting of the American Jewish Historical Society, February 18th, 1961. Why is that important? Because it shows you that this man is highly regarded in the Jewish community. You understand? So you can't go against this information. Let's go to the next slide. Robert Gordon Latham, Natural History, The Varieties of Man. Another goddamn cracker that went and researched about people who were so-called Jews, people in the African Peninsula, and let's see what he says. Go. There are a multitude of Jews in variety, right, of condition in North Africa, but there are probably more of the Hebrew race far within the interior about Timbuktu, because they had a problem with me before bringing out that Timbuktu thing. But it's showing you right here that this man that wrote the varieties of races, he's showing you where the Hebrews were, okay? And he shows you the variety and where they were at Timbuktu and the Lake Tsad, and still further to the south. The latter, we should look for traces of their connection with the lost tribes, okay? It is well known that the Ga and other Negro tribes have numerous well-marked Jewish characters in their religious observances. So that kills all that nonsense that he's talking about. All right? Go to the next slide. Go slide. I'm going to leave him alone. You know why I'm going to leave him alone? Because I got more in the cannon for him. You know? When you're a con artist, it's easy to get you. When you're a con man, and I'm going to crush your fucking neck. You understand? You come from the word of God, you come from me, I'm going to destroy you. That's my mission on this earth, man. That's every Israelite mission on this earth, to destroy those that oppose the Most High and his dear children. Huh? So I'm just holding back the chamber, man. All right? Huh? The video on him? Yeah, let's go. Yeah, go to the video first. Y'all see this here? We're going to get this one. This is another nigga, another con. He said, you know what? I can't say that. I won't say that about the brother Jabari. There's a reason why. Because I believe him, because he believes his Egyptian shit. He believes it. You know what? You see how he dress? Right. You see how he talk? Huh? You gotta believe that. All right, he's with that. It's just like shock. I believe that shit off his head. I believe that. Right. You know why I believe that? Because I believe them niggas. So when they talk, I say they read from here. You know, the rest of them, I don't believe them. I don't believe Garfield. Believe that nigga, man. Get that nigga. I don't believe him. I don't believe the rest of them. I don't believe that gold shoe wearing nigga either. Huh? Nigga, I'm coming for you. Yeah, I'm coming for you because you said something. All right. So now we're gonna go to a video with this brother and what he said. Because remember, I pulled out because they had an argument about who wrote the Bible, stuff like that, and who put what in and so forth. A lot of niggas don't know about the Nicene Council and what it's about. Right. Number one, they couldn't even tell you how many people was invited to the Nicene Council. Right. Okay? They couldn't tell you how many people showed up. Because not everybody showed up that was invited. Right. Okay? And so so when you hear them, so like Nicene Council, that's where Jesus came from. It's garbage. It's garbage. Okay? And so when you go into the history of it, it was an argument amongst us how we was going to represent how HaShar or Jesus or Yeshua, whatever you want to call him, how he would be presented to the world. It was the nature. That's what it was. It wasn't about no invention of him. Get the hell out of here. It wasn't no invention. They was arguing how he's going to do it because some cats say, nah, man, to go into the history on this level, well, if he's the son of God, then that means he had a father before. There was a big argument like that. It was a debate. Okay, so it wasn't no invention through Serapis and all that. That's garbage. Right. And all you got to do is ask them how many people was invited to Anatolia over there in Nicaea. How many? They couldn't tell you. They can't tell you that. You said conversation over. You understand? And then they go further. You say, well, how many people showed up? They can't tell you, man. Okay, you got the video? Now let's go to the video and see what this nigga did that day. He went.
The men who chose the Bible. Now, I want to say this very clearly. I'm pleased that Brother Reggie went through what he did. I really am. Because I don't even know.
We want to show it. The reason why we want to show it is because if it don't show for you, you just talk it through. Fuck, forget it.
To spend as much time on it. He and I got Bible for a long time. We should do a video on this. To talk more about the people who actually put it together. I have said that Europeans did that. And I am prepared. You should know that I don't just read the Bible. Wow, a Kemetic priest read the Bible? Yes, there's sacred knowledge in there. I never said there was no sacred knowledge there. I said don't read it literally, family. Remythologize. You've heard me say this. Remythologize. So, by the way, this is Athanasius HaShar.
So he pulled this image up.
He showed a faded picture that seemed to look like he was a black man.
He pulled this image up.
Athanasius. By the way, Athanasius brings forth.
He pulled this up.
Athanasius, listen, Athanasius. I did it right there. I did it right there.
See, he said he did it right there. Pulled his picture up. Malak was arguing with him. Said, man, that's cool. That's
here. You listen.
Pause it right there. So now he had argued with him and said, you pulled it up right there. He pulled this image up. He said, I was sitting right there listening. And listen. And I pulled it up, right? So he pulled it up. Now, when you understand this, right? I mean, honestly, there's nothing wrong with looking at Google to get your information. Nothing wrong with that. But you can't pull that up and say, see, this is what he looked like. You can't do that.
Right.
You got to go through it slow. Okay? Right. Because if you ask him, who was it? I forget all that. What was his argument? Who did he argue with? A lot of them niggas can't tell you that. They can't tell you who Ananias, who he argued with. Okay? He argued with Arian. And y'all look that up on your own. You see with Arius, what they call the Arian doctrine. Okay? And that doctrine went against it was a battle with their two doctrines because it had something to do with the Messiah, something to do with HaShar and how he was born. I won't go further, and that's something that all Israelites need to get into because then you'll see how a lot of our doctrine came. Oh, it started in 1969. Get the hell out of here, baby. It started way before that. The argument was long ago, man. So when you get to understand who this man was, you see the importance of him and Arius. That's a very important thing. And so when you hear these niggas talk about they was right, they have no idea. So he pulled this picture up. Now let's go on and see what else he said. And listen closely to what he said. And I'm not knocking that man because he believed that shit. I wouldn't dress like he does. He believed that. You understand? He believed being an Egyptian. He believed all that.
Listen, I have actually been sitting here attempting to respond to all of your comments. So yes, this is from Google Images. Where did you think I was going to get it from? I'm sitting here. I didn't know he was going to bring that up. But let's go further.
Y'all heard him, right?
By the way, Athanasius is in Kemet, in Egypt. I'm using that word intentionally.
Come on.
In the 4th century AD.
Okay, so now watch this.
This is long after Kemet has fallen.
So he's trying to stress that he's a white man.
Period. In the Roman period.
Keep going.
So you have to understand that what had happened at that period is that Europeans were defiling our sacred land.
So now he's trying to say this is a white boy. Okay? Now there's a book that he pulls out right here. That's why I got it over here. And you know, go on.
Because we have to set it straight for our ancestors. By the way, this is the first ecumenical council held by who? Constantine. He showed you the 4th ecumenical council. There, a primary Athanasius. And he actually says, due to his proficiency in Greek, most scholars believe that he was a Greek man born in Alexandria. That's what
Stop. Now watch this. He's a historian, right? Family, look, family. Right? I'm a historian, right? Yeah, right. That's what we do, right? Now, he said, go get this book. Y'all need this book. And he said, the man, Timothy Barnes, said because he speaks Greek, he says that the man had to be a Greek. That's what he said. That's what the historian said. And remember, he said that he pulled this up on Google. And guess what? If y'all type this in, this picture's going to come up first, and so is this book. So I said, okay, that's what he does. I get it. That's all right. Now let's go into history. Let's take our time. Let's go to the next slide. Now remember, we're using his own words for what he said. All right, he's a Twistorian. The Twistorian's biased fatal error. Jabari had so haphazardly not only snatched the first bright white image he could find of a cracker. I salute and I respectfully expect nothing less of his coonology. And I say that with no disrespect unto him, but with all due respect unto those who know better. He also used a book in which the author basically expressed Athanasius as being white. I am not surprised. Now let's get what he really was. Hold on. Let's see. Here we go. Now they like white people, right? I gave him a white man. I gave him a white man in modern day times. Huh? He's a goddamn priest, faggot. Monsignor Charles Pope. Okay, Monsignor Charles Pope. Let's see what he said about Athanasius. He says, and this is quote. He says, first, I have served in African-American parishes most of my priesthood. And in this context, I have often wondered why there are not more African-American parishes named for this North African saint. So many black parishes are named for Augustine or Cyprian, both of whom, while denizens of North Africa, were likely of Berber stock and look more European than African, which is also a fallacy. But watch what he says about Athanasius. Athanasius, on the other hand, while certainly not sub-Saharan African, is described as having dark, even blackish skin. Huh? Out of the modern day man's mouth. Why would this cracker say that? Now we're going to see where he got this from. Okay, so he says what? Yet almost no African-American Catholic commentary claims him, and I have never heard a black parish named for him. Okay, so since Jabari loves his white scholars and all this stuff, he needs to listen to him. But let's see where he got this from. Go to the next slide. Take them into the annals of history since they like booty holes, huh? Let's take them on. Let's go. So now watch this. This is Robert Payne. Okay, this is his book, The Holy Fire. All right, now you get this book and you see when it was written, when it came out. Let's see the quote. Oh, shoot, they love primary sources. Oh, shoot, they love second primary sources. Let's see what the primaries and second primaries say. The Emperor Julian called him, quote, hardly a man, only a little mannequin. Gregory Nazian said, thick in appearance and still more angelic in mind. He was so small that his enemies called him a dwarf. He had a short reddish beard which turned up at the ends in the Egyptian fashion. You know how the Muslims be doing that, dyeing their beard and turn it up? Now watch this, what he said. And his skin was blackish. Huh? Get that other book out of here that Jabari was talking about. Get it out of here. It's a lie. Nothing but a lie. Oh, but wait a minute. That's not the only book we got another one. Go to the next slide. The next slide. Okay. Now this came later. This is Justo L. Gonzalez. Now let's see what Justo L. Gonzalez wrote in the Story of Christianity. He says what? Among those who were present at the Council of Nicaea, there was a young man, wait a minute, so dark and short, wait a minute, so dark and short, okay? See how he's described by another man, okay? It says so dark and short that his enemies would later call him, right? Epios, you know, I screwed up. All right, the Black Dwarf. This was Ananias, our secretary, who would soon become, now watch this is very important. Get this book, what you'll find. He said about this. Now he goes on and says this, since he spoke Coptic, because this is the part that he didn't like. Since he spoke Coptic and his complexion was dark, like that of Cox. It is very own to that group, and that therefore he was a member of the lower classes in Egypt. That's page 199. So you get both books and you see the differences in the books. So now it's clear. Who lied? Let me hear y'all say Jabari. Who lied?
Jabari.
Who lied?
Jabari.
Who's a liar?
Jabari.
Who's a liar?
Jabari.
Hip hip. Hey, guess what? And Garfield's in that too. Now, you know, I can't say that Jabari's a liar, and I give him that much. I just say that he just went on the fly. Let me get at these Hebrews, blah, blah, blah. You know, because I believe his Egyptian shit. You know, when he bows down to all that big ankh he wears on his wrist, you got to believe him. Got to believe that. Say, oh, shit, where you get that from? You know what I'm saying? Chinatown, nigga. All right, go to the next slide. Let's go to the next slide. Now, this is just going to something different because I want Priest Danyaahla to go ahead and rip that man a new one, okay? For the lies, you understand? So this is going to say, you know, and it's nothing wrong with saying, Africa, all this Africa, yeah. It's nothing wrong. They want to do that, that's fine. But you can't turn it into something else when the people over there don't rep like you rep.
Right. That's so bad.
And here's a fatal mistake that they all make. You want to know a fatal mistake that they make? Ask any one of them, especially the ones that talk about Kemet, right? Ask any one of them, what country, okay, aside from any country in Africa, which Nigeria would be the first one, any country in Africa, what country has the highest number of African descendants? Anybody know? I bet Jabari right at home Googling that shit right now. Fucking HaShar. Garfield getting that shit. Got 2 computers. Screw y'all niggas. Screw y'all niggas. No. What is it?
Sudan?
No. See, we Israelites. We ain't supposed to know that shit. Fuck it. No. Google it right now. You'll find out what?
Libya.
It's Brazil.
The largest African.
Brazil. Nigeria will be the first, right? But outside of the African continent, the highest country that has the most populace of African descendants is Brazil. Now, why is that important? They say, man, so what? You want to know why it's important? Why you niggas ain't talking about Brazilians? Why you niggas ain't referring no information there? Oh, because it don't matter. It was a slave port. No. Oh, but guess what? Egypt ain't even the 3rd one.
That's right. Mexico.
Think about that. Stop telling me about these niggas wee-wees, man. You understand? These niggas popping semen in their mouth and it's okay. You can't tell me that. And they don't even have the highest level of African descendants. Something's wrong with that. Do the math. Okay? So now, not to knock anybody, Africanism has never existed among real Africans. Never. Because think about this, right? You don't have to talk about you being anything unless you... Think about it. We don't have to say that we're American unless we leave where? America. You understand? There's some... Africans ain't over there going, you know whatever, they ain't doing that. They're not doing that. When they come over here, why are they coming over here? Because they want the American dream. So who's doing that? These niggas over here ain't never been to Africa. Their grandmother has never been there. Their great-grandmother ain't never been there. And their great-grandmother's grandmother never been there. There's a problem with that. Go to the next one. The myth of Pan-Africanism, a.k.a. neo-mental, spiritual, physical flea doctrine. Because that's what they want to be. Because they don't want to fight here. Because one thing that the Bible teaches us is that what? The Most High created what for our sakes?
World.
The what?
The world.
It don't sound like y'all want it.
The world.
The Most High created the world for our sakes.
Right.
So the whole earth is ours.
Right.
We ain't got to go here. The whole earth is ours. These niggas, Africa. Fuck that. I want America, nigga. I want America. I want Africa. I want Japan. All that. It's all supposed to be ours. Thus saith the Lord, man. Go to the next one. The idea that peoples of African descent have common interests and should be unified, historically, Pan-Africanism has often taken the shape of political or cultural movement. There are many varieties of Pan-Africanism. In its narrowest political manifestation, Pan-Africanism envisioned a unified African nation where all people of the African diaspora can live. African diaspora refers to the long-term historical process by which African, this comes from the Britannica Dictionary. In other words, it's showing you that that's garbage because it's just it's like a really romanticizing of where you want to be. Okay? Has nothing to do with the reality of who you are. And that's why, again, I'll go back to the highest descendants populace is in Brazil. Okay? Let's go to the next one. One, neo, new, right? New, derived form. Go to the next one. Making it simple. ABC. This is neo-mental Pan-Africanism. You seen that new dashiki? You know who made that? Butamba didn't make that. Butamba didn't make that. You know who made it? Him made that. Wang Su. That's right. Wang Su and Wu-Tang. Them niggas made that. You understand? They made them shit. So there's something wrong with that. Why? Because you know why? Watch this. Because they say how so spiritual Africanism is, right? So if it's so spiritual based upon what they say in the teachings, then why don't you get it from a spiritual shaman that makes that, right? They don't do that. So this neo Pan-Africanism. You don't see Africans wearing that shit on 116th. Right. You don't see them wearing that in the Bronx. What do they wear? They wear what you got on. Okay? That's why I'm gonna do about what's that nigga that do with the punch up his butt? What's the other one that got shot? Because he was dressed like a nigga. That's right. Huh? He was just like an Israelite, a black man. He didn't wear this. Okay? What's wrong with that? Go to the next one. Come on. Neo-spiritual Pan-Africanism. Now they're gonna get mad at me. I know that. And you know what? As soon as they watch this, first thing they say, look at the Israelite garments. You look like Power Rangers. Yeah, I'd rather like a Power Ranger than a nun, nigga. You understand? So now you see this? That's the part right here. You see it like this? Salute. I'm not gonna, no, that's what's up. You know, now, yeah, that's a Trump uniform, right? High level. Booty over here, booty over here. Now, when you look at this, we know a lot of this did not come straight from Africa, right? Straight from Egypt, straight from Ghana. You understand? There's different rules and regulations, customs, especially bringing things from Egypt, artifacts from Egypt, or things that even look like artifacts. You have to go through a lot, all right? So now, where did they get this stuff from, man? I seen Kim Soo Young try to sell me one of these. You understand? So, but that's African stuff. Well, where you brothers get your shields and Davids from? I got it from a brother named Jabari. Right. Where you get the garment from? Malakaya. Let's go to the next one, man. What's wrong with them, man? Make Africa great again. All right? Neo-physical Africa. So this is what they do. They love in Africa, trying to come back. It's a fleet doctrine mentally and spiritually. Go to the next one. Come on. It says Pan-Africanism is subconscious fear doctrine because they fear what the white man gonna do. We gotta leave because they're gonna blow America up and blah blah blah. This is what people do. Hell, you even have some Israelites like that. America about to blow up. Well, every place gonna blow up. Blow everything up. You understand? And where are we taught in the scriptures? Where's the kingdom? Huh? It's in us. That's where the kingdom is. That's where all your richness is. That's where all your glory is. All that other stuff is like, come on, you're gonna go through things. You understand? Go to the next one. I'm not even reading it. Go through this. Now here's a nigga. A brother, Randall Robinson. Right? He was hardcore, Pan-African, hardcore, fighting for black people, so forth and so on. But he went and turned around into a free doctrine man. Right? A classic example of a freedom fighter to a fleer. He was an activist. He opposed apartheid. He advocated for Haitians. He was a founder of the Trans-Africa. Trans-Africa is an organization that advocates for Africa going back to the Caribbean and the Caribbean. So here's this book, and you check out his book and see that this man got afraid. He got fed up with America and he left. Okay? You don't get fed up with something. You handle things right there. Right? You don't flee. You don't run. We're not taught to run. But see, that's that spirit that they had. Let's go to the next one. So that's a mistake to go to Africa. Think before you flee to Africa. Ex-Detroit activist. She was 75 years old. And her sister slain in Ghana. Her and her sister were killed. All right, Jeanette Salters changed her name to Mamalina Diop. She was killed by Africans over land. Okay? She went over there for land, and y'all can look her up. And they killed her over land. But yet, that's your people. Yet, they want you over there. All right? You think they want you Katas coming over there? They don't want us over there. That's what they come over here to make money off the cartels. Because they told that them niggas spend. They broke as hell, but they got money. I don't know how they get the Jordans. Come over here, set up a shop. You coming through? That's what they do. And they con on us. That's why when I see some gold shoe niggas say that he's from Nigeria, I believe him. All right, let's go to the next one. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. Miss Diop's GoFundMe. Okay? Just to show you that this woman was killed over there in Africa. It raised $6,000, probably more by now. Go to the next one. Let's see their mistakes. Why flee to a place where its own patriots are leaving in droves from? There it is. Where they coming? They're trying to come to America. They're trying to come to the Caribbean. They're going to Europe. So you saying, let me go over there. Them niggas said, no. They're coming over here. You see the mindset? There's something wrong. So we got to get to see who we really are. Who are you, nigga? You understand? Who are you, mister? Ma'am, go to the next one. Come on. African migrants in droves. I have to look all this up and see where they're going, how they're being kept out of different places, different countries, where they're fleeing to and from. Go to the next one. Come on. Why flee to a continent that has more foreign military bases in it than any other continent that's not at war? It's a problem. Is there a German military base here in America? Is there a Chinese military base in America? Is there a Japanese military base in America? What about a Saudi Arabian one? But they're all in Africa. But you're going over there. Nah, man, they trying to divvy that place up. But you want to flee to that place and leave this place. Why don't you take this place over? We bad enough. You understand? You cats put oranges in the corner and shit and cut cats open. That's what they do, right? That's their spirituality. We'll do it to take this place over, right? And they don't know what they're doing. No, see, this is what our people don't. They don't go into this spectrum of what's happening in Africa. Go to the next one. Now, what did the United States do? Trump is a bad one. Yeah, you can't deny what he's doing. What he's doing is important for the growth of our people to come back onto the Most High. Or whatever else you believe in, do what you got to do and raise up. Great Britain and the United States also have bases in Africa. America has a command center called AFRICOM. Look it up. America has a base in Africa called AFRICOM. So you want to flee to America, flee to Africa from America, but America's already set up over there. Huh? They're talking about the Chinese man doing his thing, selling. Why? Because who's the Chinese man in business with? America, Russia. But this is what we got to understand. Check out AFRICOM. Look it up. So you're going right back into America's hands and don't know it. Go to the next one. Now, American Special Forces were killed on October 4th of 2017 in Nigeria, Africa. Why is this important? Why am I putting up here? Because there's no safety over there either. You got special forces getting killed. What you think is going to happen to you? The same thing that happened to that ex-activist that came from Detroit to move down there, get some land, and got killed by Africans over land. Huh? Huh? I can hear them now screaming, pulling their hair out, shotguns. They all going to make videos and shit. I know. Them niggas like, I think, do what you got to do. But you can't refute what's there. You call me any name of the book, man. Go for it. All right? Go to the next one, man. Here's the last one. The largest arms dealers, I repeat, the largest arms dealers are operating freely in Africa. Africa is going to be the place where the next national war occurs. The United States, Great Britain, and France. These are the largest arms dealers, and they're over in Africa. You understand? So that Africanism, Pan-Africanism, the flea doctrine, which is mental and spiritual, I mean, it's all over the place. I only went here to use this as filler to give an understanding why, when I dealt with these brothers saying their lies going against the things, say y'all lied and so forth and so on, to show you that they don't even know where they stand. So when you see Israelites and how we operate on the streets and everywhere that we are, we know our stance. We know our stance. We call ourselves a holy people. That's right. That's right. Meaning that we are separated people. Right. So they get mad when they hear Israelites say, nah, we ain't dealing with them, we ain't dealing with them, we ain't dealing with them. Right. But they're not looking at the white man's eyes, how he look at Israelites. Saying, them niggas are dangerous. Right. Them niggas is crazy. Who's going to go on the corner with a gold buckle on and called me the devil. That nigga's crazy. That's the white man see. He's dangerous. So you know what they do? They say, let's just tiptoe around them niggas. We'll mess with them Pan-African niggas. Give them more dashikis. Let Jabari talk to them, and Garfield send out our information. Give him a hunk. Okay? And it's not to make fun of them cats, man, because some of them cats is genuine. Shaka's a genuine nigga. Remember that shit? And Reggie, you know, he brings the information genuinely. And that's what you need so that we can have, not be biased about the information, but bring it out correctly. All right? So, I know what y'all waiting for. What I'm waiting for here, Priest Danyaahla, right? Give him a hand, man. Because he got to answer that Garfield stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because Garfield and them, and y'all have to remember one thing which is wrong about the information they're doing. They're saying because white people are in Europe, right? Wasn't no black people there, black people there. Guess what? The population in Egypt, as far as being black and African, no, the number is small.
Yeah, that's fact.
It's small. And y'all can look this up on your own and type it up. It says blacks in Egypt. And when you type it in, they're having problems. The Nubians and the Sudanese in Egypt are having problems because they're being treated so horribly by everybody in Africa. Even being called slaves, so far. I mean, when I say Africa, I'm talking about in Egypt. So now when you analyze that, wait a minute, wait. We know, we're not dumb enough as Israelites to say that black people didn't rule Egypt. We're not that dumb. Just because they're not over there. We know that the Ottoman Turks and cats invaded and went over there. So how could y'all be that dumb to say that we weren't over there in Europe as Israelites or black people? You understand? That's bias studying information. So with that, remember, I got a whole cannon in the chamber. And then remember, my brothers, my clan males, see, they ready, they got it, they got the chambers locked and loaded. Chief Malak, y'all, they got it locked and loaded to go and let this to spill over. Shaggy, y'all, gotta do the shag dances, though, Shaggy, y'all. It's locked and loaded. So we just waiting. So that's just something to go out there and spill it so that Danyaahla can answer to all the lies and the nonsense that was aimed toward him by Garfield A. Reed. All right? And what Garfield need to do instead of debating these kind of things, he need to deal with tangible things to debate, things for now that he deals with, credit, right? No, seriously, he was asked to debate about that. That's what he need to talk about and debate about instead of these things. And with that, Kwame HaShar, the hell with the nations.